5 zeros 125, 5 zeros 12 something there. And right now, Morpheus is trading at a premium if you minted. So if you minted, you're actually currently up about 90%, more or less. Let's see here. Let's try to get close. 96% you're up right now if you've minted during day one. So what are people going to do when they get their claim yesterday? There's going to be a bunch of people that are like, dude, I'm the first to claim. Let me dump this. So what could happen here? This could dump down, and it could actually dump down underneath the 1-to-1 ratio. So if it dumps down underneath the 1-to-1 ratio, what you're going to see is the market, probably the smart people or the people that are looking for a good deal, they're going to buy that back up to that ratio. And it's going to be interesting every single day because it becomes harder and harder to mint Morpheus at a good rate. It decays by 4% per day. So, let's see here. So by the end of the mint phase, you're getting 52% less Morpheus per Titan X that you put in. So the question here is, what happens tomorrow? Will we have an absolute nuclear dump past this 1-to-1 ratio? It's possible, but that's the point of this phase, is to encourage speculators to also come in. If you want to mint and just chill, you can mint and chill. You're up right now. Will you be up tomorrow? Who knows? You might be down tomorrow, but it also could be a good opportunity to buy off the market where it's cheaper to do so. So good stuff here. Pretty excited. Also, I want to encourage anybody here in the chat, if you have any questions, ask. Let me shout out some folks. Fox Mulder, you low down dirty son of a gun. Is that Georgia Bulldogs, man? It is what it is. Georgia Bulldogs, SEC. Is what it is.
Was it dogs lick balls? Go Gators. That's what I used to hear at the Florida Georgia game every year at Jacksonville.
That was probably on every frat house going into the stadium too. 10 Top, what's up, dude? How you doing, brother? Crypto Compassion, what's up? What's up, man? Crypto Conspiracy, what is up, my friend? Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Crypto Conspiracy has a YouTube channel he's been streaming on, which is pretty cool. Pretty strong advocate for the flat Earth community as well. Good dude there. And let's see here. Let me put my pants back on. Well, you're not on stream, man. Everybody here is pantsless, or pantless, I guess. That's the proper terminology. I'm here for my dopamine hit. You're getting that dopamine, brother. You're getting it. I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. And the reason why we're now up to 581,000, by the way. So that's a smooth 20K real quick. So $581,000 worth of Titan X is in the Morpheus buy and burn. And we are like 9 hours in, guys. That's significant. And why is that significant? It's significant for a couple reasons. Obviously, it buys and burns. Morpheus buys and burns Dragon X. But also, let's say Dragon X pulls a 10X, in the next 6 months. Or maybe it goes more. Who knows? What's going to happen to that value in that buy and burn? That's going to do a 10X as well. So that's very, very exciting to think about. And I think that also outlines, just how important that buy and burn wallet is. And you were talking about that earlier, Adam.
Yeah. I like in that, but the more I think I was just so caught up in what Steve was doing at what the auction system was set up to where you're basically being able to use Titan X twice to mint Volt, in a sense, where after it went to the auction, you reminted again with Titan X. So each Volt got 2 Titan X basically. So it was really cool. We were all thinking, wow, this is all front running everything. Inferno's got this crazy buy and burn, but Steve had built longevity with his Nexus wheel, the other stuff he's doing for this project, I think now having that buy and burn be a 500-day plus, it gives people the comfort of this project's going to be around. It's not going anywhere. It gives you a nice buffer. It's a great marketing tool. It's a good narrative in the bear market. And also too, now with the gravy on top with the aggregator, once people let that sink in and realize wherever Jake goes, OmniChain with X28 with Shogun, we can now follow. So just think if we can direct people to these aggregators, the amount of fees that starts generating that will be used wisely instead of collected and shipped off to one person to be extracted. So
Yeah, man.
It was really well thought out. I think these things just kind of all flew out of left field, came together, and it's amazing after 3 weeks or a month from where the vision started to the tweaks and where it ended up right now. Like it was nothing like this a month ago. Like, these things have. I mean, it just like completely turned, went one way, talked to people, pivot, go back the other way, and it worked out for the best. I really think
we're observing and watching what's happening around. And again, that's part of the process. Just like people are on the stream right now observing and watching, and they're going to learn from, maybe we don't do something in an optimal way and they can improve upon that. Good. Go freaking improve upon it. That's what the name of the game is here. So, yeah, man, that's a good synopsis there. And we got a special guest here. I'll wait for him to come back on. Right now he's wearing camo, and now he's back. Okay, I can see him. And 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh! Look at
Let's go! What a legend!
He doesn't sleep either.
Right?
Mo and Jake are nocturnal, or they're something. I gotta. Maybe it must be the chew tobacco or something. I don't know what it is,
man. Are you on that Zen, dude? You that Zen influencer? It's gonna come out like in 2 weeks that Zen is like massively carcinogenic, and I'm gonna be dead in like 3 months. Go ahead.
No, I'm just chilling, man. I've been farming all day, and I thought I'm living in the real world, and then I thought maybe I'm in the Matrix because I'm seeing code all the way around.
Bro, I like that drip in the back. You got that drip, man. We're dripping.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful.
Hey, congratulations on the launch. I'm super psyched on Morpheus. This is just awesome. I can't wait to see where this goes. I mean, you guys are barely halfway into day one. This is nuts.
Right?
Yes. We're not even halfway yet, and we're just going to keep checking this whole time because 571K now, 571K in the buy and burn wallet. 582. I'm sorry,
75 billion Titan X going back for the raffle.
Let's go.
So right now, what's 7.5 billion Titan X worth right now?
Let's find out.
8K.
So 10 people are going to get 8K minimum, right? Unless Titan X tanks in the next 2 weeks, but I think that's probably not going to happen. So we're looking at maybe 10K plus for 10 people.
Yeah. So as it stands right now, $8,827.50 at current Titan X prices. That's what somebody's is going to get there. That's pretty significant.
That's wild.
That's if it just ends right now, bro. That could be, there could be 5 billion born there. There could be 50 billion more. Like, who knows? But dude, there's gonna be 10 very happy. And I hope, honestly, the people that win are like guys that did like 100 million or 200 million and just could barely afford to do a little bit, and then just get this. They get their bag 20x the next morning. It's, what just happened?
That would be legit.
Yes.
Guys, it's serious, man. This will go down as one of the biggest crypto giveaways that I've ever seen personally. That's huge. So a lot of people here might be like wondering what the hell we're talking about. And is somebody snoring? Erwin, quit mouth breathing.
Oh, that's my dog. I'm sorry.
Oh.
My dog's right behind me, bro.
I knew it was his dog.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm sorry.
This dude's over there sawing logs. I thought for sure it was Erwin.
It could have been.
Oh shoot, man.
Oh man.
I just tuned it out. I don't even hear it. Like,
Yeah. So this is how it works, guys. So, and we have this on the website, right? Is it accurate? We got to make sure it's accurate here.
It is. I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, and let me add this so people can see where to look because it's important. I'll make it big screen here. All right. You guys can see here on this right panel, it says Morpheus burned, and then it says the total Titan X for raffle. So what you can do, you can divide that by 10. That's going to be an indication of how much Titan X each person's going to get that wins this raffle at the end. We're going to raffle off 10% of the total supply. Okay. That's massive. So we're sitting right now. What did we say 75 billion was right now? 70 is it 75 billion? Yeah.
Yep. So 7.51
what is that,
billion.
like a
88.
75x if you put in 100 million and you won? Or no, I'm
Yep.
sorry, it would be seven.
Maybe.
It would be 7 billion, right?
Yeah. Here's what I think.
7.5?
I think what
Well,
might
that'd
happen
be a 75x. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I think what's going to happen here is once people like catch on to this and they understand like, hey, I can participate, but then also I've got a very slim chance. We'll just say slim chance. You're probably not going to win, guys. Don't get your hopes up. Please don't mint Morpheus because of this raffle. Okay. It's not worth it. Don't do it. There's the disclaimer. But imagine what's going to happen in the latter days when people realize it's only a 14-day mint and the raffle only lasts for 14 days. And that raffle amount goes from, 80,000 to 100,000 and who knows how much more. That can be split between a lot of people, man. That's not a small sum of money. So I think that'll be interesting to see. And some people are like, Rag, stop talking about it. I want to get my chances better here, But,
No, keep talking about it because it's
Right.
awesome, man. I think it's funny because someone's gonna mint that hasn't watched one of the streams where you talked about the raffle.
Yeah.
And what if one of those people wins? All of a sudden one day they're just like, there's $10,000 extra in my wallet. How did that happen?
Yeah, there's going to be a story where somebody's going to wake up and they're going to be like, wait, what the hell happened? And what's even funnier is like, they're going to say, hey guys, they're going to say in the Titan X chat, hey, I've got like 10, 20, $50,000 more. Like, how did that happen? And everybody's gonna be like, I don't know. Well, Morpheus helped you out.
The first response is probably gonna be from the people, don't touch it, it's a scam, don't touch it. Nobody will give you free coins.
Yeah. New token detected in your wallet. Oh, what's this? So,
Dude, Jake said November 8th is hyperdeflation day. So we're gonna be like once 14 days come up, I think we're probably right around the 10th or 11th. So it's gonna be post-election, post hyperdeflation starting. So we could see a 50% increase in Titan X now in that time. Like that's not out of the
Monday
question.
the 11th.
So this could be well over 10K a person.
Yeah, Monday the 11th. So a lot of cool factors here.
I'm so stuck in Titan X, I forgot about the election. I'm like, the election? Oh God, the election! Jeez, that's 2 weeks. That's less than 2 weeks away. Oh my God. Yeah, this could get really crazy for us depending on how that goes.
Yeah. Dude, I just can't wait. I can't wait for the word to spread a little bit more. And and there's always a ton of people who don't get into something until 5 of their friends have already said something about it and they're a little bit late to the party. But at the same time, like, are you late to the party or are you at the very beginning? Okay, that's the big question here. This isn't going away, folks. Morpheus is not going away. So excited.
Hey, think about people who said, I'm late to the party on Bitcoin 5 years into it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not, bro. I've already missed all the X's. I'm out.
Yeah.
Say what?
What was Bitcoin 5 years in? $80, $30?
Let's find out.
Mhm.
Let's see what it was. Oh my
What
God,
is going on with Lotus, dude? Yeah, well,
Lotus,
what is up with Lotus, bro? Like,
Lotus crushing.
did nobody do short-term miners or something? Did everyone just do longer ones? Or is it because it's on ETH, people
think
just
that's-
market buying and the short-term miners are being sold and dumped off and it's just printed still?
More than
I think
than-
a low amount have done short term, which will definitely increase probably going forward after we said that.
I was just saying, people are
But,
probably doing short terms like right now. I figure in the next like day or two, people do 1 or 2 day miners, and this would be over. But it just keeps pumping, bro. Now I'm thinking, I'm like, God damn it, my max miners. By the time I claim them, it's just going to be down 80%. But I think this stuff is built differently, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's got a super aggressive difficulty of mining curve, and it could get really wild. I wouldn't. You never know. We've been surprised a lot recently. You never know.
It's a perfect makers to transaction ratio. So you always look at this to flesh out whether or not there's tons of bot activity. That looks pretty beautiful, man. This is awesome. Congrats.
Yeah.
Huge congrats.
Yeah.
Huge. I'm stoked for these people.
What's that market cap?
Funny 'cause that
26
was-
million?
Yeah, 26.1 mil. The real question
Rain
is,
Ma-
is amazing.
go ahead.
Like
Oh, no, I wanna say
Ray, who
the
put
art
this
is
out,
amazing.
is Steve's real good friend. Like he was getting a lot of feedback from Steve, and Steve is like came from Jake's mastermind, was been there all along. So it's awesome to see these guys working together, sharing their alpha, helping the next project that's come along, and they're all having like anything Steve touches is just gold right now. Like it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get ready for the pillars.
Oh, so cool.
Mm.
So freaking cool. I got a lot of respect for Steve, man. Cool. We're checking this. Yeah, this is going to start ticking up. Let me see if we've got anything else. Total Titan X burned 150 billion. Total Dragon X burned. Dragon X isn't going to really kick in right this very second, but we sent a lot of Titan X to the Dragon X vault. That's good. Total Morpheus burned. We're starting to now see our little pie chart show up first day. So we'll probably be, I'd say 1% burned tomorrow. I know you guys can't see this. 8-day payout. People are FOMOing in. Ahmet says, good. Crypto Kool-Aid. What a dude. Love this guy, man. Technically, you could use bath salts in Florida or Georgia. Yeah, I like to stay away from the bath salts. Okay. Oh, there he is. Here he is, the man, the myth, the Kool-Aid. Let me get this right before I bring him in, though. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
What up, guys?
Brother.
How you doing, brother? Congratulations,
what you been up to,
my
man?
dearest friend.
Yeah. Exciting stuff, man. Very exciting stuff.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations. And all my boys here. I like it. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
We're feeling
I need
good,
a
man.
command center now. But that setup is just, it looks like you're about to fly the Millennium Falcon or something. You're like sitting in the driver's seat. I think is awesome.
I'll do more with it when I get the time around to it. Unfortunately, it's not AI, so you kind of have to do the legwork to get it up.
Yeah, I think that I always say that this is Kool-Aid inside of his own brain. So that's what all this imagery is.
Nice.
I mean, if you look close, you see the asteroids spinning. You see the fire blooms coming in off the suns and the plumes. You see
You see the black hole there in the
that's
background.
right, the exhaust fucking coming off the side of the spaceship.
Shout out to Kyle Cruz.
I'll give you a better view.
Dude, love Kyle's protocol on Pulse Chain. I was talking about that earlier. It's basically ongoing rolling hex stakes every 30 days, auto compounding, boom, boom, boom. If you have a share, you get a portion. It's beautiful. And I was telling some folks actually behind some closed doors, I said, I think that his protocol is one of the biggest sleepers on Pulse Chain. And dude, good stuff. We'd love to see you come over and dabble with Morpheus too, man. See what we can do there. So, let me put a little birdie in your ear, rather. Good stuff. Was promoted on Deck Screener. That's a big part of this, yeah. So, this entire time it's been promoted, and it's crushing. So that's very interesting too. There's interesting game theory behind that because, with his protocol, I think it works real well. The question is, like, with our protocol, is it gonna work really, really well? I don't know. Is it gonna attract the right type of person? Because we're not that auction style.
Right.
I don't know if it is or not. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anybody in the community decides to boost Morph. We'll see. We'll see what happens there.
I think the most interesting thing is that you have a derivative and a derivative's derivative trending right behind each other. Whatever are they at 4 and 5 right now on ETH.
Yeah.
That's never happened before. That's pretty actually fascinating to do. And granted, they are going the route of getting the paid coin geckos, the deck screener boosts, and like all the rest of that to do the handshakes and play the games. But I've never seen a derivative and its derivative behind each other. And then furthermore, you can see its price almost tracking in nest to each other. Oh, Jesus, it just took another rip up. So 75 cents versus Volt's 60. But when I saw it at 6 cents. So when I saw it at 6 cents versus 61, I'm like, oh, that's pretty damn interesting. But just their layup of 1 and 2, E3 and E4, that's pretty damn fascinating. And what's also kind of cool is that they rotate spots. Like right now, Volt is number 4 and Lotus is number 3. But for the longest time, it was Lotus as number 4 and Volt as number 3 as paired derivatives on a tech tree.
So cool, dude.
Experimentation is the key to life. I mean, that's what we learned at Gift Tech and all the rest of that stuff. To think outside the box is very interesting. And this is prime real estate to do all of those things at the same time.
It is, man. And I'm super excited about Pulsar when people they really begin to realize what this is all about. And like you were saying, dude, there's a critical mass that hits and then takes off.
Yep. And we are dealing with Jake on the gifts out for the weekend on holiday. He'll be back in tomorrow. And we're getting the last little bit of the V2 buy and burn ready for Jake. And then we will unleash the Kraken on everything. But I mean, the contracts are all handled and all correct. So everything is working flawlessly on the minting side. I mean, we even without the arb machine on, still arbitrage in between the ranges. So if it's 8.4 Pulsar for Titan X, you could sell it back down and then mint and get more. So it depends on how you want to play that game.
I love that. And it would be really, really interesting if somebody created a trading view bot that integrated and showed people what to do, when to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a Damien strategy that God, I forgot his name, Don, from our Gift Tech Telegram group had thought of. And that's going to be interesting when you already have the bots trading within that ratio, and then you're providing LP within that ratio as well. And that's really the difference with Pulsar is, everyone else is promising variable ROIs on what their stuff is. Ours is a piston that shoots into a very, very small range, but it also drags up the underlying asset. So in Titan X dips, Pulsar really does a lot of things under the hood. And you really don't have to know what is going on. You can just look at the magical profit number button that you're doing, or you can use the use case to power up your individual wallet so you can get that permanent 8% bonus on your Titan X miners on the OG site. Or, you can be feeding other ecosystems, or you could be a builder that wants to build on Pulsar or on Pulse Chain. There's many different underlying variables that utilize the idioms of what an infrastructure pass is, right? Not just a single tech tree pass.
Dude, I could have won an entire game of Scrabble with the great words that you just gave us, dude. Thank you. Scrabble.
I just opened my mouth. I have no fucking idea what I say.
Bro, I realize, dude, you're like you could be a Scrabble hustler. You realize
if I could spell. If you can't
spell. Damn, God.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, everyone has their hindrance, and for me, it's spelling. Spelling and maths. I lost all that with my truck driving accident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
It is what it is.
I mean, is the truck okay?
The moose is fine. That's for sure.
That's hilarious. I heard that shit.
Well, I am hilarious. Sometimes I'm high, sometimes I'm hilarious, but I'm always high hilarious.
I am. Did you say I am Larry or I
could be hilarious. I could be high, but I'm always high hilarious.
hilarious?
That's right.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
25%. Let's go.
Oh, Hexes?
Yeah,
Dude,
Hex is moving.
As soon as Bitcoin started ripping and Ethereum, is Ethereum moving too, or is this ratio still bad? Let's check.
I was watching one of the guys I followed, TA. He said the ratio's got to get about 20% worse.
Really?
That's what he was saying. Yeah, it says Bitcoin season right now. All the big institutional money, they're all going towards Bitcoin right now. So he was thinking that ETH was going to fall a little bit more against Bitcoin for the next like 3 weeks or so, but then turn it around.
Yeah. So this is what we're seeing. No, that's the Pulsar chart. I wanted to show you guys this. This is the Ethereum chart right now. I think it was you, Adam, who said something that people, this whole time people were front running the ETFs. And that's why you saw big movement in Bitcoin. And then it's kind of corrected and refreshed prior to that information coming out. So it's like we're starting over with a new chart, pretty much going back to July or August. And this is pretty bullish, man, for Ethereum. I mean, we look bullish on the RSI. We look bullish on the chart here. We punched through this previous, we need to come back down to confirm this, but it looks like we might have punched through this previous support area. Resistance turned into support, hopefully. And this is pretty interesting. Now, if this is in the bear market, I would say, okay, we're about to go down pretty significantly. So a lot of times in a bear, if there's not a lot of buying support, 3, 4, 5 touches, you go down to find the next level. But I don't think that's the case right now. I think we could do something like this and push up a little bit more. I think Bitcoin's going to do better in terms of ETH dominance right now. What do we got? ETH dominance is getting absolutely slaughtered. So Bitcoin is it's pulling Ethereum up with it, but the RSI looks really good, which is quite odd. So maybe this is a floor for ETH dominance. Bitcoin dominance, I'm curious to see. Where I got BTC.
It's moving up, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
60%, guys. I mean, so it's almost above 70, which is traders consider that kind of oversold or overbought rather. So we'll see if it kind of punches up in here for a few months and then corrects back down. But in fact, dude, I mean, this is some pretty serious stuff here for Bitcoin dominance. As soon as Bitcoin dominance starts to crash, though, you want to talk about a freaking slingshot across crypto. You want to talk about what's going to happen? It's going to go nuts, absolutely nuts.
What's Russell doing?
I don't know. I don't think I got that chart. I need to get a new freaking mic stand. I love this until my son knocked it over and bent it, and it's been all weird since then.
I mean, look at the Rode mic stand. I absolutely love the hydraulicness of it.
That's beautiful. Yeah, my desk has really
thick clamps.
Well, yeah, I need to get bigger clamps if I'm going to use one of those because, like, we're looking, it's like that thick. I can't really do that well.
All right. Yeah, I know. For me, I ordered neon or green gaff tape so I can actually like tape out the mic.
Yeah.
I tried to do it with color correction and putting lines of all the rest of that shit in. And yeah, fuck that. Gaff the damn mic.
All right, we're Morpheus buy and burns up to 585K. The real question is, do we hit 600 on stream here? It's quite possible.
I know. I just got my mint in.
Outstanding. Thank you. Great.
Of course.
And for people who don't know, this first mint day where you get a 1-to-1 ratio of Titan X versus Morpheus here. It will last for another 14 hours, 18 minutes, and 22 seconds.
What's the bonding curve on the 14-day mint?
It's a 4% decay per day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's, what did we say that was? About 60%, 52% maybe? Yeah, 52%, I think.
Close to 50 after 14 days.
Yeah, after 13 days, I guess, technically. So huge stuff here, guys. Huge stuff. Titan X is going to rip. I think Dragon X is going to rip. Interesting to see some of the narrative pivot from Eric talking about Tink now, which makes a lot of sense. You want thick liquidity. You want to attract the bigger players. You want that incentive token to be in play quite a bit. So with these farms, that's going to be pretty significant.
Yeah, imagine having a floor on Tink.
Farms that would win.
That would just. I mean, obviously, you're never going to have a real floor, but to have a resistance, a solid resistance there, just constantly burning Tink to offset, any of the sell pressure. That's
dude, crazy. You can definitely have a floor. You can definitely have a floor on Tink. Let's just look at it. Tink versus with Tink Titan X. It looks like there's a floor now. It looks like it's flattening out.
Slowed down significantly, but it's still kind of drifting. But I mean, the rate at which it's drifting down is so much less than before. There's so many things you can do with it now.
105%.
Yeah.
Something I was messaging Eric about. Ideally, if you're doing systemic design, what I'd like to see on Tink is using the Tink token as a prestige token to do other things. I don't want to give too much of that away because I think it's going to be something that Rags may be working on here in the future. But I ran it by Eric, haven't heard back. But
don't tell anybody.
Yeah, I'm never allowed to open my mouth. But there's some cool things you can do.
Can't bring it on stream. Let's check farms then as well here. So right now, Tink Titan X, 259.28% APR. Let's check the thickness here. So we got it's about $2 million of Titan X in there with 2 million ink or Tink rather.
Tink.
Interesting.
Tink.
This is kind of surprising too. Shout out to ORX. Shout out to INF Inferno. This is Ouroboros, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct in saying that?
No, it's Ouroboros.
That's cool, and it's linked.
Ouroboros.
So super shadowy. Super shout outs to that guy. So he is a one-man dev team for the whole thing. Like a lot of people contract out, companies to do all the work behind the scenes. And Super Shadowy is a one-man team doing some really crazy stuff. It's been in the beginning and since the beginning. Him and Bad Sports and Scotty and a bunch of us have been in private Telegram rooms since day 10, day 20, whatever of Titan X. And he is a great dude, an absolutely slayer. He doesn't go on stream too much. And I'm trying to poke him that if he wants, I'll come on with him as his charismatic dancing monkey. So we can actually get him onto some of the streams. But he is actually a super, super cool guy.
We'll need a translator then.
I've learned.
We've trained Rags over the years that he can translate me.
I can't. I've done a pretty good job. It was hard at first, guys. It took me about 2 or 3 years to learn the language. But
no. How many long 3 a.m. phone calls? That's where it comes in. How many 3 a.m. phone calls? Hundreds.
I'm like, dude, I can't do this right now. We got to pick up in the morning. I can't do this, dude.
Because that's how that Titan X call when I called you to tell you about Titan X was. And those were an hour at least, if not an hour and a half per phone call. And I had like 70 of them.
Yeah, you did well I think Crypto Kool-Aid is massively responsible for onboarding tons of people, including myself. He made me take a serious look at it. And it wasn't that I was just dishing it away. It's just that I wasn't part of the circle of people that were looking at this. So,
well, for me, I was just looking at how the actual system design and the mechanics worked, right? Token agnostic. I can look at like how the game is being played and how the gears turn. And I can tell you logistically what it's going to do, or more importantly, if it will work.
Okay. Well, and you
After
did
reading
that
that
very
white
well.
paper, it was obvious. To me, it was obvious that this was going to do phenomenal, or it was going to just no one was going to pay attention to it. It was either one or the other. There's no in between. It was because if you spent the time and read that white paper last summer, I don't know what there really was to FUD. I mean, the stuff about Jake was ridiculous. Oh, he's a scammer. Oh, he left the pulse shake community. Did you hear he joined the Zen community and then left? It's like, whoa, wow, he did. Wow, I'm staying away from Titan X now. You really got me out. So there was nothing really there, and dude, yeah,
Internet drama, man. Internet drama is always everything. Look for examples of what people do, not what other people say about you.
Yeah. So
Yes,
vanilla,
100%
the
on that.
leaderboard is not correct right now. So it's not showing your tickets. It's showing the liquid supply right now. It'll be fixed by the morning. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. That's our, one snafu there, but we're working on it. We'll fix it. We also changed the delineation from millions to billions, so that's going to be easier to read for folks.
Man, I tell you, that's the one thing. It's like between the decimals of dealing with Satoshis on one side, and then especially like in the Ether Delta days when you really had to calculate everything in the value of Satoshis, to now having billions and trillions and there's so many zeros. Jesus, I gotta like select every 3 zeros to double check to make sure my sanity is right on what I'm doing.
Yep. Hold on a second here. Okay, cool. I was checking to see an update. Yeah, they're still plugging away at that, by the way. So yeah, vanilla hex, the hexing, don't worry about that. That'll be fixed. Everything shows proper in the blockchain. It's just the reporting on the front end is a little bit wonky. Oh my gosh, look at this guy.
With the prices too, with all the zeros, you try to figure it out. You're like, oh man, well, if it goes to like close to a penny and I have billions, you have the same problem on the other end of it. So good, get a calculator.
A quackulator. Speaking of quackulators, smart people here. Boom! What is up, my man? Guys,
let's go.
Chaos Chris comes in here and we shoot up to 590K. 590K in the buy and burn.
Let's freaking go, baby.
Let's fucking go, baby.
Hey, I got a big TA announcement. We need to look at some charts. Something big is about to happen on the Titan X price chart.
Dude, all right. Share your screen.
Do it.
Let me share this on Twitter real quick.
If you don't have slots, I can pull mine down.
Morpheus live on Titan X. Let's go.
There
we go. All right.
Kool-Aid, you're staying.
All right, let's take a look at this real quick.
Do you need to bounce Kool-Aid?
No. I was saying if he doesn't need it because I'm dual streaming.
Okay. I just want to get on.
Is my mic loud or soft? How's my mic?
Your mic is as solid as your nose because your head off.
Thanks.
All right.
What'd you say, Erwin?
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I got a weird lag here. Sorry. Go ahead, Chaos Chris. Let's see what we got.
I got my screen shared. Can you pop it up real quick, please?
Oh, there it is. My bad.
Yeah, we good. All right. So taking a look at the Titan X price chart. I was actually on stream of Trey Souls about 30 minutes ago, and we were just screwing around, just looking at some trends, and I came across something really, really big, actually really huge, and has a lot to do with moving averages. So before we just get into like the big news, what do we know about the Titan X price chart? Resistance and support's very difficult, especially with buy and burns and liquidity pairs and whatnot. And this is something I learned from reading the Yatropa and PDI chart. And so when it comes to technical analysis, there's different ways to approach these charts, but you got to find the best trading method for every single one of these charts. And in my opinion, Elliott wave theory is perfect for anything Titan X related. Now we formed these beautiful Elliott wave triangles to a T. And in my opinion, these Elliott wave triangles displays the impact of the buy and burn and also the the deflationary measures behind Titan X. So for example, we have a contracting Elliott wave triangle where we go from 0, A, B, C, D, E. And we do the trading pattern to a T. Then we move up into the next leg up, and this is called a barrier Elliott wave triangle. We start off with our 1 point. We go to A, B, C, D. But in this triangle, we typically come down to hit E, but we bypass that. Because we bypass that, what that is telling me is that we're getting more value from the buy and burn across Titan X. Now, when we came up to this next leg up, I was looking at this and I said, okay, maybe we're forming another Elliott wave triangle. So I was checking the EMAs, and EMAs is just like an average price over a certain time frame. You got shorter EMAs, which is a better reflection of the short-term price movements, and you got longer EMAs, which is a better representation of long-term price movements. And so I decided to take a look at the 50 and 200 EMA, and what I found is that Titan X is about to go through its first golden cross, which is one of the strongest and bullish indicators we have. And we are coming into this intersection very close, and it could be potentially happening sometime in the next week or the following week. Now, I want to show you some context because we do have data of this similar scenario occurring on the Dragon X chart. So let me just show you the Dragon X chart, and then we can come back to this chart. So believe it or not, the Dragon X chart actually did hit a golden cross right before it did a 30x, which is absolutely awesome and pretty crazy. So let me just come over here and show you guys so you guys know I'm not lying, and I even highlight it right here. So we got the 50 and the 200 EMA, and right when the 200 EMA started, and this is on the daily, we hit that golden cross right here, and Dragon X went freaking nuclear and never touched the 200 EMA ever again. And so from that intersection, we hit about a 30x. So I think basically the long story short is when we hit this golden cross on Titan X, not financial advice, but we're going to see some magic happen. So that's the big thing I want to tell you guys. That's all.
Let's freaking go.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's what analysis is showing, and is falling in line with the hyperdeflationary that Jake was talking about on live stream right around November 8th. I mean, it's in that time frame. I wouldn't say to the 5th, to the latest, the 17th. If it happens on the 8th, then that'd be absolutely crazy. But we're getting to that period of time. The data shows it. The charts show it. And I just want to be the first one to say congratulations, guys. You guys weathered through the storm. Now you get to see the beautiful Titan X ecosystem build out.
Let's go. I cannot be bullish.
I love it, man. Oh gosh, Chris. All right, so let's ask some questions here.
Okay,
Chris, let's take Alien X for example. Let's take a protocol like Alien X. That's in its how long is the mint phase for Alien X total? It's
8
pretty
weeks.
long, right?
8 weeks.
8 weeks. What sort of effect do you think this sort of move with Titan X is going to have on a newer protocol like Alien X or a newer protocol like Morpheus? What do you think there?
So Hart's laws. I can't go too crazy with Alien X for legal reasons, but for a project like
Sure.
Morpheus and we'll say like Lotus. Basically, if we have the price of Titan X moving up, and that's the main pair you trade in and out of, Hart's law is going to lift it up. So the best way to think about it is if you think of like a tide at a beach, and the tide slowly comes up, and you see all the boats in like a marina, then all the boats rise together, and that's what we're going to see with the Titan X ecosystem and most of these protocols.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this is like, I mean, Titan X is gobbling up Ethereum right now, right? That's exactly what's happening. The only legitimate play in Ethereum, apart from some of the protocols that launched 3 or 4 years ago that did real well, the only legitimate play is going to be Titan X. And Titan X is, I think it's massively undervalued right now, massively undervalued. And that's extremely exciting, guys. That's extremely exciting for everybody that's involved here. So, I'm more of the skeptical type of person. I let people like Chaos Chris and Adam come in and pump me up because sometimes I'm a little bit too low. So this is good stuff. Adam, what are your thoughts about Bitcoin crossing 71,000? An hour ago, 30 minutes ago.
I love it, bro. I is what we need. We need Bitcoin to make to have a new all-time high, and not just like a quick day up there and then crash back down. Like we need to get above 73, 74 and stay there for a couple days. I hope we hit around 75, 76. That'd be beautiful over the next like week and a half. And then I think that Bitcoin tops off from there. Dominance or Bitcoin dominance tops, starts to fall, and that's when ETH, I think, will start to make its run up, and altcoins too. I if not though, I think Bitcoin just runs to 80, and then from there we shall see what happens.
How much do you think of it is election pre-baking in, or I always think that's tinfoil hat fucking speculation shit. But I mean, there is some amount of baking in where that's feasible. Because with the ETF, some people speculated that the price was baked in to the spot ETF announcement.
Yeah, I think now that I think people were very hesitant a couple weeks ago, but now that it's starting to look like Trump is running away with it, I feel like each day we get closer, and that continues to be the case. I feel like that's just more bullish for crypto. I feel like if there's indications that Trump's going to win, in a week from now, I think Bitcoin will be at 75K by the election.
I really don't think that, because you can say partisan politics on what you believe. Obviously, I'm a hippy dippy live, but I'm also one of the craziest workaholics in the world. So you can't really classify people like that. But I think realistically, looking at what AI has done literally in the last year on the pony race, people have to understand eventually that the counterbalance is blockchain, right? Immutable code, immutable signatures, immutable ledgers, being able to parse that kind of data. Those are kind of the counter wedge into what we're going to see with, images or information or videos generated on the fly.
Yeah, I agree, guys. And, honestly, and what's great about Bitcoin right now is, the theme of the day is Golden Cross, and we just hit another Golden Cross on Bitcoin as well. So basically what we saw on the TineX chart, we saw on the DragonX chart previously, we're now seeing on the Bitcoin price chart. And the last time we did this was our last run up. And I'll just show you guys rather than just say it. So when we went nuclear and just started forming this flag right here, the last time we did something like this, it was closer to October of last year. So like a year from, basically a year ago. And so right when we saw the 50 and the 200 cross right here, that's when we had this breakaway and absolutely just boom up. And so this trading pattern, or this golden cross, just occurred again after about a year. So we had a death cross back at the beginning of August, and then we just came back, and now we're retouching on the daily. So in my opinion, I think it's time. I think it's time for Bitcoin's next leg up. All the indicators are showing it. News organizations are putting out all the bullish news. Sentiment right now is pretty mixed, but I think it's tend to be a little bit more on the bearish side. And, that's what the charts tell me, and it's looking pretty good. And we have a potential breakout of this flag. So just throwing that out there.
How high you think we can get to, Chris, and by like Christmas time? What's your gut tell you where you think we're gonna go?
A lot higher than people are saying right now. And the reason why I'm saying that is I've been measuring sentiment. So if we go back to this, hold on, let me get on the monthly real quick. So if we go, why is this on log? Sorry, guys. Let me put this back on log and all. So if we go back to this last run over here, one thing that I notice is when we start getting to the top about April 2021, and then we got to that next stop on November 2021, and we did that double top, everybody kept saying 100K Bitcoin, 100K Bitcoin, 100K Bitcoin. Then we dipped down here. And when the FTX collapse came in, that's when it settled in. And then from here, all the way up to this run up, everybody was so bearish. Nobody believed in this pump. They said that it was going to go back to 8,000, 3,000. They were all just saying stuff, and we still pumped. And so based on the sentiment right now, I think people are overly bearish, and I think the market maker needs to find a way to screw everybody over, because if it does this underestimated, well, not underestimated, but if we're shooting for that 100K to that 130K, which everybody agrees with, it doesn't seem right. So here's some targets that I'm looking at, and the most blatant target out there is this massive cup and handle that's forming, and cup and handles are very easy to get price targets on. So if I come over here and just trace from the bottom of the cup to the top of the neckline, and I put this right up here, this is showing a target of 133K. So this is the general consensus right here, 133K. And then you got a group of people saying that's never getting above 100K. Now, Richard Hart predicts 226, 220, 227, which I think that puts it close to a $3 trillion market cap on Bitcoin. So, I would say 3.3 because the elites are obsessed with numerology. It makes most sense, and put it in line with the blood moon on March or April. And keep in mind, this is what they believe. I'm not saying like it's necessarily true, but this is the stuff that they get into. And then, so that's your second one. So I think Richard Hart's prediction is a lot closer to reality. And then the one that I don't see many people talking about, and the least likely one. So we come up, we hit the 133K mark, a bunch of people sell, and then keeps going. We hit that RH mark. Everybody starts freaking out and starts FOMOing in. And then we hit the least likely one, 360K. And then right when we get there, absolutely just ritualize and destroy everybody. So I think to answer your question, I don't want to be overly bullish and be like a moon boy, but I think because so many people are bearish, it's going to go a lot higher. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that too. It's either the super bearish camp where we're hitting 90K, that's it, or we're going to 150 or higher. There's like no in between.
Yeah, and the market maker has to screw over people, because last market they cut it off very, very quickly, and they didn't hit that 100K mark, and people were bag holding. Now this market, everybody's just cheating. Like they won't even hold for like a 3x anymore, which is blows my mind. So because everybody's going crazy and off bag loading, they have PTSD, and then we're still waiting for the next phases of people to come in and start buying in. So I think ultimately I'm more bullish, and I'm bullish right now because everybody's so bearish. And then once everybody starts getting really bullish, deuces, I'm out. I'm going to Costa Rica.
Pure
So my
Vita, let's
first,
go.
question would be, what would support it? So to support a price like that, that would mean there's a lot of economic energy that needs to come into the system.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's not coming, but knowing that as soon as you start seeing news come out about money printing or whatever narrative it's going to be, then you know, okay, it's go juice time, because the money has to come from somewhere.
Well, let me add on to that, Face Around. You brought up a great point about money printing. So when it comes to the interest rates, I know you guys speak about deflation. we haven't been deflationary since 2008, since we started quantitative easing. Now, with the change in the interest rates, it's actually the amount of money being printed at one time. Even if they show you a chart saying that money's being removed from circulation, there is some sort of faucet coming out, and the only thing that interest rates do is tell people how much money they can take out on these loans. And if we keep interest rates really, really high, the big corporations, the big companies are going to still do it if they can have like a 100 million to like $1 billion profit on whatever business they're doing. So in my opinion, when we lower those interest rates, it's going to be a faucet coming into the market. And I really don't think that the previous stimulus has even set in yet. And when the previous stimulus fully sets in, a lot of these price predictions that we thought a couple months ago were impossible could potentially come to fruition, not financial advice. So I think the main point I'm trying to say is we never hit a deflationary phase with all this stuff. It's always been inflationary. It's just the rate and the amount of money hitting the market. And even if they increase interest rates, and you put into bonds, you're still earning yield off of that. And that money technically comes off of a lot of that money comes back into circulation when you decrease it and they go risk on. So
yeah, it's funny that you say that because I've theorized the same thing, that the amount of money that was printed in during COVID wasn't spent. There was way too much money and it didn't reflect anywhere in the world. So if that's truly the case, then all that money that we thought was spent into speculative assets is still in the billions that's sitting there.
And here's the thing about Bitcoin. If you look at it, it came out in 2009, 2008. We got into the quantitative easing, and was it Ben Bernanke was the one who got a Nobel Peace Prize for putting it up. I don't want to get too far into that because I don't want to get us demonetized. But the main point is, right when that came up, Bitcoin comes up the next year, and then all of a sudden it became like the primary store of value where people are just putting their money into it to maintain their monetary position in society coming out into the future. So I firmly believe with the Bitcoin store of value, it's been around for these types of things going on to the future, and it's going to continue to function that way. And then, of course, you're going to have other projects that do certain things with banks and artificial intelligence and DeFi or whatever. But the main thing with Bitcoin is it's a cheap and easy way to get in and out of basically storing your money and also giving you access to your money very quickly. So I think with what's coming on in the next coming years and the decrease in these interest rates, the Fed is going to be in a really bad situation, and it's going to be reflected on the Bitcoin price chart with the amount of inflation coming into the market.
Good. That's a good point, bro. And it's interesting too that I've been hearing a lot of talk. If Trump does get in, that he wants to end the Fed this term. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but some of the talk you hear him speaking, and he's made several references to you're never gonna have to vote again. Once we vote and win so big this time, you're never gonna have to vote again. Almost like he knows there's not gonna be another election after this one. It's just weird little things that he says that I've been picking up on. So I'm really curious to see where that goes.
Well, I think with the Federal Reserve, it's always going to be around. And I think that, with the US dollar and everybody keeps talking about debt and stuff, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the Federal Reserve controls the money, which has a huge impact on what goes around the world. So everybody keeps coming on and saying that, oh, our debt's this or spending that or whatnot. If we get rid of the Federal Reserve, there's a good chance that the U.S. is going to lose its monetary status as the top in the world. And so by keeping the Federal Reserve, it's going to maintain the U.S. power for foreign relations. So I do think that the Federal Reserve has done some shady stuff, and I can go really deep into this and bring up certain names, but I really don't want to get put on a list. But the main point I'm just trying to get across is the what ifs and the speculation. You can only go so far with. Will the Federal Reserve anytime soon? Probably not. It's the best thing we got, and for the U.S. maintains position, the minute they get rid of that, it's going to cause a lot of problems, and there's going to be an imbalance on the world power. So I think ultimately the main thing that the Federal Reserve is positioned itself to do is to institute a new financial system, and they're going to be the ones who govern that into the future. So just is what it is, and it's just all part of the simulation. There's nothing we can do about it except raise our IQs and put ourselves in a position to understand about all the craziness going on. So
yeah, I'm with you there. I think that the Fed, they understand the world we live in now. They understand everyone with a phone now has potentially a bank account in Africa and China, these third world countries. So as long as, like you were saying, the debt, it doesn't, how much debt we go into, it doesn't matter. As long as there's a buyer for that debt, we can be $80 trillion in debt. As long as someone's buying that debt, it doesn't matter. And I think they're going to force every stable coin, whether it's RLUSD or Circle or Paxos or PayPal, that they're going to have to back these with like starting 50% bonds, 50% something else. And I think they're going to keep increasing it. You're going to have to go to 75%, 85% treasuries just to keep someone buying them to keep this thing going. So as long as they can just keep backing these stable coins with the worthless debt that no one else wants to buy, we can keep stable coins in the hands of all the citizens of these countries around the world, in essence, keeping the dollar the most relevant and, in basically the reserve and no threat to it.
Yeah, we'll just have to see it play out. I mean, I don't like to go too far in the speculation because it's just one of those things where it can change in like a day or a week. But I think ultimately, just based on the market conditions, I'll probably assume that the Federal Reserve is going to be around, and we're going to have a lot of money hit this market, and this is your time to take advantage of the situation, and this is your one chance. So do not F it up. So good stuff, man. Well, I'm coming. I need to skedaddle out. It's getting kind of late here, but just want to say, dude, thank you for having me on. Just want to show you guys a little bit of TA, and I got to dip out. I don't know if Rags or Crypto Cool are still here, but yeah, guys.
Everyone's falling asleep. It's been a long day.
All right. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess it's a good time to wrap up. So cool. All right. Well, man,
bro.
I'll see you
Good
later,
stuff,
brother.
dog. Yeah, bro. Good seeing you.
All right. Peace out.
Let's go, man. Chris is one of the smartest dudes out here, and he didn't know anything. I'm not gonna say that he wasn't a TA expert 6-8 months ago. He was more doing research, looking on chain, studying wallets, studying what PDI was doing, what was happening with the Tropa with these contracts, and now he switched to TA and just completely mastered it. And it's awesome stuff. Such a smart dude. That golden cross, man, that's huge. That's what we need. We need Bitcoin to make a new high, sit up there for a little bit, a week or two, whatever. And then that dominance falls off and ETH starts to run, alt start to run. And, even if that Bitcoin ETH thing, if it ends around Christmas and we have a little pullback, then we're in hyperdeflation and Titan X. So we're going to be isolated from the rest of the market. So it's going to be like if you were here last cycle with Hex in 2021, there was a 2-3 month window when Hex was just running, and the rest of the market was going down. We completely just did our own thing. It was like the market didn't exist, but outside of what we were doing. I feel like it's the same thing here right now with Titan X, and we're going to start to decorrelate when the market has horrible news or whatever, and it ain't going to affect us. We're going to just keep pumping. It's going to be, guys, November 8th, it starts hyperdeflation. I think this is the 24th project now that's launched on top of Titan X. There's 15 more in the pipeline. I mean, what else could you ask for? I mean, there hasn't been one project that's flopped, not one stain in the ecosystem. Everyone's working together. There's no drama. I mean, it's what crypto should have been 3-4 years ago.
How do we all apply back at the same time? Because I need my smoke break, and I'm always listening on my phone. I'm like, oh shit, we left Vibra alone. Finish that smoke fast. We got to run to a gas station here in 40 minutes, and then everyone.
Oh, there's a smoke break.
Everyone needs smoke break.
Oh, dude, that's way. Oh, you're pressing a button. All right, I thought you were really Satan there for a second, but no. All right, good. I just got off the phone with our developers here, and what we're doing right now is we're gonna create a whole separate. We're gonna create a leaderboard with the raffle ranks, and it's gonna show the amount of Titan X minted. And then we'll also have an indication of how much the leaderboard for the amount of Morpheus as well. So we should see all of that by tomorrow first thing. So that's cool.
Perfect.
Let's go.
I think most people in Telegram, like nobody was really freaking out once they understood it, that it's just that showing the wrong details, that on chain, everything is right. Don't worry about it. It's there. No one really freaked out past there.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
It's completely okay. They've been just kind of getting into it to make sure that we figured out why. So it's good. Should be there by the morning. And then that, I think that's a whole nother thing that just everybody is underestimating. I think that there could be some people that come in on day 10 through 14 that are really interested in that raffle, and they might try to come in and grab it. So very interesting with that, guys. So, and that could push mint rates up significantly.
Yes.
Cool.
707. We're almost at 771 billion. Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah, and almost 1% has been burned yet. No, almost 0.1% has been burned in the first day.
Yeah, 0.1. That'll kick up quite a bit as we move forward. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to get out of its exploratory phase first. I mean, the neat way to look at that is like what Element did. Right. I mean, Element's doing fantastic with its mine burn, with its tax. I love how tax tokens are very interesting to be applied appropriately within a design-based system. But I think it's pretty interesting how the dude set it up with the tax at 16% during the launch, and then 4 as well. And I'm not always on for ascending tax. But it is interesting when you understand what you're holding, and it makes you be apparent to what you're doing with your wallet and those tokens, whether that's sending them around to a sub wallet or any of those other variables. Like each time that you play, you are accruing a tax. And then on top of that, being able to have an LP manager that allows you to slot it in to provide LP across all protocols with no tax. I think that's bloody damn cool across the board.
Yep. That's like with UFO
very
on Pulse Chain with the pools there, where it's a tax token, but if you enter a hex in UFO pool or whatever, you don't have to pay the tax. Because that's what prevented me from putting PTGC and Alien into the pools. I wasn't paying 6% in and out. So with UFO, I didn't realize that, and TG's or the Gray 369 was like, bro, there's no tax on that. We wiped it. So that was incredible to me. So I've been in there for 6 months now, just chilling.
Yeah, and then you just said it and forget it. I mean, there's certain ways that you can go up a leaderboard. For example, if you were doing nothing with your wallet and there's a significant buy and burn going on, people have the ability to get out of the ecosystem and you go up in rank. If you hold something like Elements NFTs, which are very akin to a Watsa, if you come from the Pulse Chain ecosystem or the Hex ecosystem, you understand that when people crack those NFTs for tokens, you go up in the leaderboard. And so utilizing those examples or those experiences. And what's funny is dude actually never learned about icosahedron. Like playing around with gift tech stuff is how he even figured out about the Pulse stuff when I reached out to the dude way on during his initial launch. But I think a lot of people have learned so much about what wrapping value into an NFT can actually do rather than a silly JPEG on a forefront. mean, that's fine. A book can have its cover, but what's in the system or the wrapper is the most important idiom.
Yeah. When I see the tweets, it's like, oh my God, I sent my tokens or whatever. I just lost 16%. It's like, I feel bad for you, but thanks for sending me some my way.
Right.
Yeah, it is awesome. I love the way you set it up. And
folks,
two, it's like, we got our rewards, and if you can't wait a month to sell them after the 12% goes down, you know what? Then you deserve, if you're that desperate to sell your rewards week 1, you should be paying that tax. Like, I love it.
You had a okay
Outstanding,
folks
guys.
message there, Rags. You gonna spin it down?
What do you say here?
Oh, I said you said okay folks. So I assume that you were.
Oh, okay, folks. Yeah, we're gonna spin it down because Viber's wife is gonna divorce him if we don't let him go right now. So that's
Dude,
why.
Viber's wife is dope. She's reached out to me a few damn times, and I've seen a bunch of her streams before. And you guys got a good family over there, man.
Yeah.
Good people. Good people.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, folks, it's been awesome. We're gonna do a lot more of this. I'm excited to try to sleep tonight and then wake up and see what everything looks like in the morning. That's gonna be cool. And we'll have a cool leaderboard. And we're just gonna keep everybody updated here. Congratulations. Day 1. Interesting. The first claim will happen tomorrow at around like 1:45 p.m. Eastern. So we'll get to see, how the market responds to it. And there's going to be opportunities for folks who are watching this too. So it's all good, guys. We're doing very well. Congratulations. The best thing that can happen is you guys at least talk to one person tomorrow about all of this. Okay. One person a day. That's all you need to do.
That's right.
And they talk to one person a day and it just kind of spreads that way. You got to talk about it. You can't leave it up to us. We don't work for you. Okay. You work for your own bags. That's very important here.
And then sometimes you get a download and you
guys,
know it
comes boom. Dude, it's
I need more guns.
What's scary is that's probably it's not too far off in the future. I don't think. Final words, Vibra. What do you got?
I'm definitely amazed at how much came in. My gut was telling me, I think it'd be a successful mint if we got to close to $500 million, and we exceeded that by 50%. And we're halfway through day 1. So I'm like super excited. And I think it's now set us up for success in the future, gives us some leeway to do things with, and with the aggregator, with everything come, I think people will start to understand that this isn't just like mint it, sell it, dump it, make some more Titan X onto the next. Like, this is a well thought out meme-fied project that's going to have a lot of utility built on top, and the aggregator and stuff come into multiple chains. I think when people understand it and really comprehend the complexity of this and how much potential fee generation is going to happen and where that's going to come back to, I love it, bro. And with the farms and stuff potentially coming, giving people the access there's just so much that's coming in the pipeline. We're only 12 hours in. So I would say this has been a perfect, well, 2 little slip ups with the website, but other than that, a perfect launch.
Yes.
Yeah. The leaderboard we're going to work on. We're going to make that good. And it's been very smooth. I've had no issues really with the DAP at all. So people are happy about that. And then we'll get to watch the second phase, which is huge, which is claiming. So we'll get to watch everybody claim tomorrow too. And maybe we'll be live when that starts. We'll get to see some of the Jeters just decide that they want to, sell at a loss. And then everybody else who's just minting, they're just happy, sitting back, chilling.
That's so I'm going to be on stream live tomorrow when the day rolls over, and I'm going to be on Deck Screener. And when people start selling, I will be pulling up these wallets live on stream, going through them and doing detective work to try to find out if it was you. Okay, selling day one.
Right?
Let's
He's gonna shame
go.
people. Yeah.
Let's go.
He's gonna scarlet letter everybody
That's
crypto
right.
wise. That's
It's
awesome.
gonna be the vibre of the letter A. So you got to have that like accent on the letter A. The scarlet
like
A
the
of
anarchy
finance.
sign.
That's right.
All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you. We'll end this now. Ladies and gentlemen, look forward to chatting tomorrow. Be good.
Later, guys.